Hey guys, so I came down this morning checking out the garden. The snow is pretty much off to start raking. And one thing leads to another. So I'm raking up the limbs. Then I look over here and I realize that my netting, I have extra deer protection because our fence stops. The wooden fence stops here and our gate finishes here. And we have found that animals, deer and dog, come through on the river's edge. And I came down here and realized, you can see that this piece has completely been torn down. So I brought down my netting, which is just a wildlife netting, which has been very good for, this is our second winter, I believe. So I've come down, cut a new piece, but in the process, I decided I would take a walk around the back side of the fence where we have other netting, and I saw some pieces down that are stapled. So we're going to go around, staple those up. This is what I call my extra deer prevention winter assessment, because when I'm also done today, I have to use the liquid fence, which is your deer and rabbit repellent. I've got 2 days without rain or snow. Even though it says it's water resistant or rain resistant, I like to get it on a dry day where it isn't, the wind isn't blowing, because it's a stinky job to do. And it's been 4 weeks since I sprayed. It needs to be done, and I'm going to get that done today too. And I'll feel real good about having this somewhat deer resistant in the backyard. And I also walked around, I didn't see deer hooves or deer droppings, but come with me and I'll show you how I just try to prevent animals from getting into the garden. That can do a lot of damage at one time. Although the deer repellent and the rabbit repellent really work. So I've put netting up here because anything can scoot through here. And I noticed this was coming down, the wind and the snow. So I just basically get up here and reattach these things. And you need to walk through your garden this time of year. Those of us who have deer pressure, and see how well, there, it looks good. Simple things like that, you'll feel better. I will spray the backside of that big arb. I don't see any nibbling, which is a good sign, because the deer travel between Mary's house and mine. But you can see I don't see any nibbling, but I've been keeping this sprayed. Fencing it, oh, I do have. This is something to be aware of. Oh, I'll have to pick those off. These little worms, bagworms. Maybe that's not the word. I'll check on that. But this killed a tree. Huh. Anyhow, I'm glad I saw that. I'm going to put that right there and pick it up later. And I'll tell you what the name of that little worm is, because they can do a lot of damage in a hurry. And the easiest thing is to pick them off and throw them away. But over here, what I've done is I've gone ahead, and these nice metal supports, they were leaning, so I've given them all a nice hit on the river's edge. I can only go so far because the water's been up. This one was really leaning. There you go. I had to actually add to this one to help hopefully keep this from getting more deer in here. So let me pull off this piece that's torn down. That'll get discarded. And I've already measured the piece. It's 68 inches. And it comes in a double width. Let me make certain I've got all this cleaned off down here. It won't make a difference. Yep, I want that. So what I'm going to do, come down here, unfold it. What I like about this netting too, particularly for a small garden like this, you don't notice it. I don't notice it. If you guys have watched my videos, I don't know how often you notice this netting, but it gets lost in the background. So these have little hooks on the top. I'll pull it tight, as tight as I can, and do it at the bottom. And like I said, this has really helped the last few years keeping the deer. Now we have a dog on the street that's been a little, he's new, he's finding his way around, and I think he's just curious, and he's a big dog, and I'd say he's the one that, look at that, makes me so happy. Nice and tight. That's all you have to do. Can you believe that's what keeps him out? I do. That, and the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start, and I spray the perimeter. And this stuff is stinky, but you can spray it now. It tells you to do it every week for a couple weeks in a row, and then once a month. So it's due. I'm going to go ahead and spray the perimeters of my garden. But like I said, I haven't seen any deer, any little deer feet. There we go. And I just go through and start spraying everything. I recommend this stuff highly. Until I even put the fence up, I use this. So go through. This is the last thing I'm going to do today. I will finish raking up the tree limbs, put them on the riverbank. And this is all a hosta bed here. So I like to keep it sprayed. I don't want to spray you, Reg. But this is the time to get out and get things protected. Reggie's getting cold.
Oh, not cold. That stuff stinks.
Oh, it stinks. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm going to continue with this along all the beds. I'm also going to take it on up the border. But the fence going up the hill looks really good. And I will spray the front of the yard, those evergreen bushes that I have, little miniature globes. So that's my job for today. And get out, assess what's going on in your garden. If you have any deer pressure, this is the time to get it sprayed, because we're expecting some rain and snow, and they'll get hungry, and I don't want them chewing in my garden, but I don't want to feed them. You know, I don't want them to die, but I don't know what to do except protect my garden. So that's it for Gardening on the West Fork. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hey guys. So we did get the rain, we got the snow, and it's been probably 7 or 8 days since I filmed this video. And I wanted you to give an update about how the fencing has held up. And the best way to tell that is I do not see any deer tracks. So the fence has held up. These are my tracks. Those are little kitty cat tracks through here. And so that makes me happy. Plus it's so pretty. But it's 12 degrees today. We had at one point 8 inches of snow, and it's slowly melting. A little snow coming. But while we're out here, the grasses look pretty. See, keeping my sedums up a little bit, it does add a little prettiness to the garden. But the biggest thing is I don't see any deer tracks, deer droppings, just little kitty cat tracks. And my cats are happy indoors, but it is such a pretty day that I thought we should get out. I should take a peek. I know this is adding to the video, but let's see if there are any ducks on the river today. Shoot, no. Anyway, heading out for a little walk, but I thought we'd take a look and see if we've kept the deer at bay, and we have. So anyhow, I know I got a comment that people would rather see videos from inside the garden, but it's really hard to garden when it's like this. So that's why you see a few more inside gardening things going on, like seeding things, and got to get our trays together. But as soon as the weather gets better, I'll be checking out this tree again for those daggone bagworms, and I'll give you information on the bagworms when I do that video. But for now, let's get, oh, you can see one cat's out. But from now, you can see winter's still here. calling for a little more snow over the weekend, which won't be a problem because I think we're going to head to the mountains and maybe hike or cross-country ski. So anyhow, it is the winter time here in Zone 6, Western West Virginia, and I think all the Northeast looks like this. But for anyone questioning why we're not in the garden right now, it's because of this. But, you know, in a couple of months, we'll be back out here. Until then, just an update, keeping the deer out. Thanks for watching. Bye.